going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Bogan Bushcraft. So I'm at my shelter out in the bush, and I thought that I'd have a look around and see what's around my camp, what I could use, and maybe show you guys some of the stuff that you can eat. You'll be quite surprised when you actually learn what there is. There's actually quite a lot of things that you can eat as long as you're not too picky. So we'll get to it, eh? Alright guys, so you might be able to see behind me, there's this big humongous fern here. It's called a black fern. And what we're looking for is one of the fronds up there, so let's go and have a look at one of those. So that's the part that we want to be cutting off. That furry frond looking thing there. A little earlier, I kind of spotted the Mamaku up there, and I knew that I couldn't get it just by reaching, and I wasn't going to cut down the tree because, you know, I'm not into that, hey. So what I'm going to do is I got this rope and I tied it around the stick and I put my saw on it, and that's just going to give me some extra height, and hopefully I'm going to be able to take this down safely. So this. The parts you want to eat is this whole thing here, but you kind of want to get rid of all this fluffy stuff because it will irritate your throat. So you want to cut all of this off as much as you can. Give it a bit of a rinse as well before you eat it. Obviously you don't know what kind of bugs and stuff have been around, so oh, that's a big one. Yeah, I'm not too sure what they taste like. I've never tried one. I'm willing to give it a go.
New Zealand has over 200 species of fern, and there's only a few that are edible, so always be sure that you're harvesting from the right plant, and if you're unsure, don't take the risk.
Right guys, so I've just spotted my next claim. So it's not this leaf that I'm looking for, it's what's inside down in the leaf litter that really interests me. It's Hen and Chicken fern. Now, the way you identify this is with the leaf here. So you can see the leaf itself, but then you can see all these little bits sort of coming off the leaf. Now these will actually fall to the floor, to the forest floor, and regrow. So when you find this fern, you'll often find it in big patches, sort of like you do here. So if you look down in here, you'll see all these. Now these are called Piko Piko, and that's what we're looking for. So I've already found 2 of them. So I'm going to take these, just pinch them off. So you can actually eat these. So I'm going to take those. I'm just going to look for some more here. So I found myself some Piko Piko. They're kind of like a small version of the Mamaku which we just picked. So I'm going to go ahead and chuck those in my little pouch. And I'm going to hunt for some more. Right, so here's a really good one. Here's a really good example. Just going to put it here. Where did it go? It's hiding from me. Okay, so here's a really good example of Piko Piko. So this is what we want. Awesome. Pouch. So these little things I'm going to add with my Mamaku, but you also just be sure that you also have to wipe off all of that stuff there because that will irritate your throat. So we'll give those a clean a little bit later. But that's not a bad little haul for a winter. Right, let's go see what else we can find. Cool, so I've just cleaned it off mostly. Yeah, the parts I'm going to be eating is this bit and around here. I don't think I'm going to be game enough to try this part here, but we'll see what happens. While I'm here, I'm also going to wash my Kio Kio and my Piko Piko. Man, the look of these are unreal, eh? Like how they curl and things. It's actually, yeah, they're pretty awesome. So these are clean now, so I'm going to go ahead and put them back in my pouch, and yeah, we'll go hunt for some more stuff. I've just spotted a tree here with some really plump berries on it, but when you're out in the bush and you're not sure about things, you really don't want to risk what you're eating. So I bought this, well, I didn't buy it, I downloaded this handy little app here, which is called the WIT app, and it's made by the university here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a photo of the plant, send it in, and I'm just going to check what it is, just to make sure, because the last thing I want to do is eat something that I'm unsure of. So really easy to use. You just pick your camera and you zoom in on the plant itself. It's good to take a picture of maybe the plant leaf and the berry, and then you use your photo, and this has come back and told me it's a comprosma robusta. So I know that this plant here is edible, and you can actually eat the berries from it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the berries, and we're going to pick some. So you can identify this plant all over New Zealand. Really fan favourite of all the birdies. But it's the little berries there, the little ripe red berries that we're looking for. So this one here is a big cluster of them. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of these berries. Looks like the birdies have already been into them. Okay, so that's what we're after. So we're just after these red ones. Dirty old gorse, but you can actually eat the flower heads. So you can actually eat those. Chuck them in my pouch. So, as I was going through the bush, I found another Mamaku, which is very low to the ground, and I didn't even see this one, but you can just see two thongs coming out of there. It's alright though. New life for the next generation. Still on the this is what we wanted. Exactly what I wanted. Nice, I found it. My patience has paid off. I found what I was looking for. This is Kawakawa. So this is known as a herbal medicine, as a herbal tea. It has a lot of uses. But what I'll show you is that the leaves that are the most potent are the ones that have the most bug holes in them. So when you're picking Kawakawa, look for the ones that have the most bite marks, because that's the ones that you know that are the best leaves. You can see the difference between two leaves here. One's been completely bitten, the other one's not. So we'll take some of these Kawakawa leaves and we'll make a tea or something out of them. Oh, you can smell it, it's quite peppery. Okay, so this is the Kawakawa leaf. Alright guys, so I'm back again. I was out in the bush for about an hour. I took my little app with me. I was pretty surprised. I found quite a bit of haul of food here. So we got the Mamaku. We ended up getting quite a lot of the Piko Piko. I got some Kawakawa leaves. I got some of the red comprosma berries. I also got some plantain as well. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with those yet, but I have bought my pot. So I'm thinking that I might just boil some of them up, give them a try. See how it goes though. I have this Mamaku which I foraged. I wasn't quite sure how to actually cook it, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it into like little bits and then fry it up a little bit, I think. So I'm just going to cut them into little segments, kind of like a cucumber I guess. It is very, very slimy. I know what you're wondering, and I will do it. Ugh, it's very slimy, it's like eating snot. So, yeah, I'm hoping that in the cooking process that's going to come down a little bit. Okay, the next thing I'm going to cut up is my Piko Piko. Actually, I don't think I need to cut it up, to be honest. I'm just going to kind of put them in kind of like bean sprouts and yeah, cook them up that way. So that's the feed. Righty, so I'm going to go ahead and add some salt and some garlic to this as well. Give it a bit of flavour. So we're bubbling away quite nicely. Right guys, that's smelling quite good. So while I'm waiting, we'll try some of these Karamu berries, eh? So these are comprosma robusta, I think they're called, robusta. There's not much to them actually. There's like a little hard seed. So there's like a little hard seed in them. Honestly, if they're not going to give you much in the way of, that's another seed. They're not going to give you much in the way of sustainability, but if you add them to other stuff, they're probably, you know, in a survival situation, you'd eat anything really, but you know, they are safe to eat. Okay, another thing that I wanted to try, which I haven't given a try, is this Kawakawa berry, this Kawakawa leaf. So this one has been eaten away by the bugs, and so the Māori tradition says that if you see them and they've got the bite marks in it, that means that They are the ones that are the most tastiest and the ones that have the most medicinal value. They do taste quite like pepper. Oh, yeah, that's really, damn, that's spicy. Yeah, so they do taste like pepper. So you can add them to like a, you know, as a meal, as like a flavour thing. Medicinally, you want to put these in a tea. You know, and they, you know, you can use them for various elements. I'll put them on the screen here, but primarily they're crushed up and used. But you can also put them in a tea. Alright guys, so I finished cooking my dinner. So there's a selection of all the goodies that I got today. The golden rule when you're foraging and collecting wild food is that you've got to be 100% certain what you've collected is safe. And also, if you've never tried the food before, it's really super important that you only take a little bit of it to try, because you just don't know. You're going to be exposing yourself to, you know, a lot of different stuff that your body just hasn't had before. So to be sure, have a little nibble, because you don't know if you're going to be allergic or anything. So it always pays just to be sure. So I'm going to give this a go. Okay, so this is the Piko Piko. Kind of tastes like a bean sprout. It's not my cup of tea, I'll be honest. I don't think a lot of the stuff is going to be my cup of tea. I don't eat a lot of vegetables, as you can tell. So I am just doing this to show you that there is certain foods out in the bush that you can actually eat. I'm not saying for you to do them, I'm just saying that you can actually eat them. So this is the Mamaku. I'll tell you what, cooking it has definitely taken that slime out. When I ate a little bit raw before, it was really, really slimy and quite disgusting. It's actually quite nice when it's been cooked. So I think that I'd probably add this stuff to, you know, like a stir fry, or maybe like a wild curry or something like that. I think adding these little bits of flavour would be quite nice. If you're in a survival situation, knowing these different kinds of wild foods will definitely save your life. It's good to know what's around you, and this is all the stuff that was just pretty much right around my camp. There's an abundance of food wherever you look. You just got to open up your eyes. You've got to know what you're doing, and it pays to do your research, it pays to be safe, and it pays to, you know, be 100% certain. Definitely get your hands on the WIT app. That will just give you a little bit of certainty when it comes to checking out what kind of plants you're looking at, and it will just help you out. So I hope you enjoyed that episode, guys, foraging for all the wild foods. I hope you learned something. I hope you're going to take something away. If you like this video, make sure that you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one, eh?
Thank you.